Well, I'm underneath this old truck, and I ran across something here. This frame has been welded up here. You can see there's a plate right along here, and it goes on up into there, and it's welded over here on the back side. I guess you won't be able to see that, but it's about 10 inches long, 8 inches long or so. And when I first spotted that, I thought, well, somebody pulled a different rear end up under here and just welded the frame, because we used to do things like that. But, well, there's some serious mud daub welding right there, too. And this is all welded down under here, the spring shackle. It's all welded up real good. But I looked over the other side, and there's nothing over there. Well, nothing except, of course, the vice grip holding the cab on, but nothing's been altered on the frame on that side. So I guess they broke the frame on this thing and just or cracked it or something, and decided to get under there and put a scab of piece on the side and weld it all in. One thing I thought was kind of interesting. The very first thing in that page from that old repair manual that my friend sent me, the very first thing it said, the first instruction said, remove the floorboards, remove the floor out of the truck. So, you know, you're probably not going to open your repair manual on your 2002 Honda today and have it say remove the floor out of the car. So that was kind of cool. And of course I didn't have to do that, the floor's already gone. But that was the very first instruction. Now what's going on here is I'm going to pull this transmission, and this is a solid drive shaft. And there's a collar there, and I think that slides back, and then you can bust open a kind of a U-joint inside there, split that. That's what the guys on stovebolt.com tell me. I haven't got into that yet, but I will soon. I just taken the mount loose and was under here kind of looking things over, and what I'm going to have to do is loosen all these U-bolts on these springs that hold this axle housing on, and loosen that all up in order to have this so I can slide all that back and make room for that transmission to drop down, because this driveline will stay attached to the differential. It's just a solid piece, and then I'll slide the whole works back, and that'll make enough room then to drop that transmission down and get to my clutch and clean those splines up and get the clutch operating, hopefully. We'll see, but anyway, here's a shot from underneath the old girl. Well, I got those spring shackles loose back there, or U-bolts loose, rather, and it went pretty well. I only had to use a hot wrench on one of them, and the rest of them spun right off with the impact wrench. I was afraid I'd break one, but that went well. So that rear end's ready to slide back now. And there's the collar that goes on the back of the tranny. And what happens next is there's this collar here that's going to come out. It has to slide back on this drive shaft, and then inside there is a universal joint of sorts that will come apart. And what I have to do right now is clean all this up real good and lube it up and allow that collar to slide back this way so I can get into that U-joint and take it apart. And then I'll move the whole rear end back, and then the tranny will be ready to drop out. 4 volts. Well, I got that little collar slid back, and sure enough, that exposed the U-joint, and it looks like just a regular U-joint, except the cup seemed to be a little bigger. And looks like 8 bolts, and out she comes. I'll be able to split that, and then go back there and pull on that rear end and slide the whole thing back a little bit. And that'll give me, I only need just a little bit of clearance to pull this transmission back and drop it down. Well, I was mistaken about the 8 bolts holding that U-joint together. That keeper that holds all 4 cups on is one piece, and so there's only 4 bolts there. And this little guy here You know, I've seen these around all the time, these collars. And I didn't know what they were. This is the first time I've ever been into one of these. So, this is an education for me. I like it.